Well, we've got the planter all ripped down here. We got to put all new openers on. So I don't know what's worse. What's worse, the opener replacement or the gauge wheel setting up? Or both?
Both.
Both equally sucky. Both. So basically, new opener goes on here. That's what splits the dirt open so that the seed can be dropped through the speed tube. There's spacers, so you have to have an 1 3/4 to 2 inch gap, I believe, as a pinch point. You'll see, understand as we go here. Here's what a brand new opener looks like. So 2 per row, and let's get to it. So there's pluses and minuses from a DB bar to a NT style. So the NT really makes it a pain in the butt. So NT has the wheel in between the row here. Makes it a real pain for working on the row units right next to them. Watch that cable there.
Got her.
Something doesn't look right at all. We don't have any pinch point.
Well, it gotta get tightened.
Gotta tighten it. So one side is reverse threads, right?
Correct. Oh gosh, dropped it already. That's good enough for now to check the pinch point. Is there any?
Don't get your finger skin in there. That really bites. Okay, this first year doing this with row cleaners, not a fan. So then you gotta get your fancy Larson Farms business card, drop it a couple times. Is that 2 inches? So you want your pinch point to be from here to there to be 1 3/4 to 2 inches.
Correct. We're at exactly 2. So I would either take one out.
The irritating part about that though is that as you do this here number,
I know.
it sometimes changes.
Because they wobble a little bit.
Something don't feel right here. Oh yeah. If you put your meat in here and do that,
it'll hurt.
It'll bite. So we have now established a nice 2 inch pinch point. Sort of, depending which position the blade is at. We're kind of all over the board. But we got it close enough.
It's close enough.
Best you can do. Put our dust cap in to protect the threads and nut.
Don't forget the inside.
And move on down. We did have to remove one spacer. So when the blade's new, you gotta make it tighter, correct? Make it tighter, looser? We had to take one out regardless.
What was that? It just fell.
I threw one on the ground. So we got 23 of the 24 rows done. So sometimes these discs are warped or this doesn't get riveted in the center. Either way, these two discs are going back. We cannot use them. The pinch point goes from literally next to nothing to 3 inches just by rotating the blade. So these 2 are going back to Deere. They're bringing those 2 other ones. This is not an uncommon issue with disc openers, unfortunately. But these all are, they're good. So not too bad out of 24. We had 2 bad ones. So now we got to wait for more parts because we were going to put the scrapers on. These scrapers go on these holes here and basically just run on the disc to keep mud from building up. But we ran them too long and ran everything thin, and some of them fell apart and are missing parts, so we're going to replace those, but we have to wait for somebody to go to town and get those. And look what else showed up. All of our $700 wheels for the 9RX. That should be a fun project. So what we're thinking is we'll put all the new ones maybe on the back, and any ones that are still good, like this track has one good one, we'll move him up to the front probably. Try to put the good ones on the back where you get a lot of drawbar weight. Try to salvage the other old ones that are on here. That's just a theory. We'll see. So we are gonna be placing another order for more oil. We need 50 weight oil. We need 30 weight oil, and then also 80, 90 we keep in 30-gallon totes. Well, I got thinking how nice it would be to have something like this set up, only in smaller gallon sizes for our lubes and smaller quantities like 30-gallon drums. I think it is actually cheaper to get it in a 30-gallon drum than a 5-gallon bucket, and we go through like 10 to 15 gallons of 80, 90 weight for sure. 50 weight, if it falls on the year where you're doing bogey wheels on all the quad tracks, you'll use up probably at least 7 gallons. So thinking of buying it in bulk, but we're gonna set up a I think another oil rack, so I'm gonna go order that right now. Get out of here.
Get out of here, I say.
So we are here to order. We are on farmchem.com. I'm looking over the different setups they have, and you can build your own to customize it the way you want. So 360s, I'm thinking a 50 weight, an 80, 90 weight, and a 30 weight container, all in the 60-gallon size. That is the smallest they make. So we're gonna add that to the cart. Comes with the rack here, everything's built together, the hoses, the valves. You can add pumps if you want to, but I'm not going to have pumps on these. And then I'm going to add a 80-gallon for fuel treatment. So we'll add that. I'll probably have to add some hoses and valve work for that. So here is the hose for that 80-gallon one and the valve for that 80-gallon one. And let's check our cart here. I got it up to $2,000.
That's a lot.
Okay, I got valve hoses. That kit comes with that. Let's put in our discount code. Larson 22. Apply. Brody, I saved $103.
That's good.
Proceed to checkout. Oh, order received. It's done. Doug, we can't back out now. All right, guys. You can save 5% on anything on their site. It's normally next day delivery if they have it on hand. Products are very short, so if you are wanting to order there, are going to need stuff for spring. Really, I would say that's in any business. Order now before spring's here and you can't get stuff that you want. What happened?
I just love that smell. I thought Eric was down there doing a burnout. I could smell it, but no, it's just a set of belts.
Set a boot!
Glad that was you, not me.
Oh yeah. So
you clogged something.
B59. No, the power sweep got buried, and I was in the shack, you know, because
Because you were lazy.
my feet are getting so cold. So I had to go in there, and pretty soon it got so quiet out there, and then I seen the smoke, and then I could smell it. And same story, different day.
That's what's also known as the struggle bus.
Yep.
Brody, is Eric hiding stuff from you? If you noticed, Eric took off early. He went with his girly friend. Okay, so we're changing drive oil in the T770 skid loader here. It is what, a 500-hour change, I believe. The oil doesn't look bad, but I'd rather replace, it's like 6 or 8 ounces or something that goes in here. So easy change.
You want to stop me?
We got it drained. You want it sideways or straight up?
They said on the top.
On the top, okay.
That's what they said.
That was an excellent job driving.
Thank you.
So I got these forks for the skid loader because the guy that bought our 4230 wanted the forks for that loader, and that's what we had for the skid loader. We made a adapter plate. Long story short, we sold him them pallet forks and bought skid loader pallet forks for actually about the same money. But we had to torch holes in here for moving equipment around, and we realized that we wanted to have a hitch pin on here. So I'm going to torch a little hole here so that we always have a pin with. Right? And the pin isn't going to get lost. It might. The greatest tool I've ever bought, I think. The plasma cutter. No slag. Just beautiful. Now we got our pin with all the time. How's it going, Brody?
Not worth a hoot.
Not good? You might need the whole 8 ounces
Yeah.
just to get 6 in.
Stupid design.
We've upgraded to a hose, I see.
Yeah.
Just utter disappointment. Well, guys, I think we're going to catch up with you next week. We got some stuff we got to do tonight, so we're taking off early. We will see you next week. Welcome back, guys.
Hello.
What are we into?
Putting a new feeder house chain in, or just putting the used one back in that fell out of the head or out of the neck.
We had to
Look out.
take a half link out of here, and me and Brody were talking to the kibble delivery man, and all we hear is a loud clanking, banging, and Eric said, well, that just created a bunch more work. What happened?
I took the last half link out, and gravity was not on my side. The doors were open on the back of the feeder house, and she all went down.
And there's where it lays.
So that was a Friday afternoon job that we're now going to fix Monday morning, which doesn't set the week up how I want.
We'll leave it for a Monday. I don't know what's gonna happen.
The whole thing comes out.
Watch your fingers.
Okay, hold on. I'm going up. Oh no, it's super stuck.
Well, that was a fun experience. But we got it back in here. We got it ratchet strapped together so it does not puke itself back out again. We got to loosen it up now to move this back so we can get it connected, because we made this chain shorter so we have more tightener left.
I won't be doing that again.
So the guys are still hauling corn, and we have that camera system so that they can watch on the iPad when they're loading their truck with the remote. Well, that keeps getting built up with dust and humidity. So we got to go down here. He's going to raise me up and clean the camera off. So he's loading right there, obviously. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but you can watch. So this is the view that he gets. I don't know if you can tell from the iPad in his truck. Then he's got a remote that he turns it on and off with. Now, it isn't perfect. They complain about it. Some days it's right on, real time. Then the next time, it might be a 5-second delay, so they gotta be on their game. So we've got a couple of the grain bins empty. Well, not completely empty. The one smallest one, the wet bin, is emptied. This one is getting closer here. We've been running the sweep here without being in here, which is the way I prefer to do it. It's safer, and also Number two, I think it's quicker, but then you got to do a lot of shoveling to the middle, but we run the sweep round a second time and clean up a more large majority of it. Then you just got a couple inches to deal with the shovel. Keep sending the sweep around and around. Otherwise you get to spend a lot of time in here, but sometimes the sweep gets hung up on bolt heads on the floor and stuff, which isn't the best. How's it going?
Shoveling.
You ain't got much left in this one.
No, and I really doing everything I said I'd never do.
What?
Making a dust with a leaf blower in a grain bin.
How's it work?
Well, it works okay if you don't mind, well, you know, the dust.
Well, that beats the heck out of a broom. You got this on low power?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's low power.
That's not good.
We need high power.
Make more dust. Look at the dust in the air.
Yeah, I don't got a mask. I'm getting out of here.
See ya.
See how dirty that lens is? All the dust just kind of comes straight up out of the truck and then gets right on the doggone lens. Nice run. Cut off already?
Well, it's 100 degrees in this shed. And how can you not wear something like this?
Oh my. All right, so what we are working on the planter here is, these are our seed firmers. We actually really like these. These are the precision non-stick, so our mud doesn't actually stick to them, which is amazing. But we put on 1034O and riser and stuff with them. We have the split nozzle, that's what we've been running. We've talked to a couple agronomists. They said to put in the straight one, so you get your starter rate down on your seed. Precision advised against doing that, but we've had two agronomists say you need to do that, so we're putting in the straight nozzles now, which is really fun because they're all stuck and filled with fertilizer, aren't they?
Yep.
And then mud, and really makes it challenging. Watch your elbow.
Like that.
So it's as easy as just popping it out, as easy being, should be easier if they were new.
So I got a kind of an awkward question. I don't know if I was dreaming about you guys again, or did one of you say you put cornhead grease in the chopper?
I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
So I was dreaming about you again?
Well,
Yeah, that's normal. Okay, thanks.
that was kind of weird. What's your issue?
Oh, there was some smoke and fire coming out of the top of this Lincoln.
So this is the grease guns we had up until what, 2 years ago or something?
Yeah.
And we went to Milwaukee, which they're much faster, obviously, lithium batteries versus whatever these are. And we thought, well, we'll use these as our special grease, such as cornhead grease, and because you don't use it very often.
Yeah.
And the other ones for that white stuff for the fan drive and the 9RX.
It came out of it. At first she was fighting, and I think it's cleaned itself off in there.
Sounds like it's got a lot of power.
It's not even on a Zerk and it's struggling.
So back to the planter, we always used to have straight nozzles before we put these on. Never had an issue, but I would actually like to have your guys' input if you want to put a comment below what you guys seen. The split nozzle kind of goes on each side of the seed, or maybe more on the trench wall. But starter is supposed to be for pop-up to get your kernels going, but I've also heard where it can potentially burn the germ. But our agronomists say with our soil type, it should work just fine. So we're going with it because we used to do it and never had an issue that we know of. So, and actually the straight ones don't plug as bad. The holes on the split are a lot smaller and more prone to clogging with dirt if you lower the planter down and get a little dirt up in there. Well, on to the next job. Finally got our new wheels for the 9RX. Get to put on here. We got the front wheel driven up on blocks, but the track is still very snug, so we'll see if we can do this without detension the track. That job is done. That job is far from fun. I know I said, I think in a past video, that we were thinking of putting all the new ones on the rear of the tractor, but that is such a difficult job without loosening the track, which I don't know how to do. I'm sure it's probably simple, but we didn't want to do it. So we basically just put them on where they needed to go, and we wrote in the book where we place the new ones so that if they fail, we know warranty for 1 year parts warranty, and for 2 we then will know if it's the old ones or new ones falling off again. Yeah, so there's all the carcasses. They got to go back to Deere. We have one on hand for if we lose one in season, but the way they were going off, I have a feeling we're going to need more than one.
I would say so.
All right, guys, that's it. We're done for the day. Tractor's fixed up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.